And if the American flag was good enough to be hoisted over Nuremberg or Iwo Jima or drape across the caskets of my friends that were killed in combat, then it's good enough to be on every single foreign aid package that we send abroad. Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing great. As always, I'm here with an update on what has happened in Washington, D.C. this week, so let's get started. First up, American flags on U.S. aid. Now, annually, the United States government hands out more foreign aid than almost every other country across the globe combined. But do American taxpayers get the recognition that they deserve for doing that? Because after all, it all comes from your dollars. And the answer is short and simple and insultingly no. And that's because so much of the humanitarian economic assistance that we send overseas is not branded to denote that it came from the American taxpayer, that it came from you, that it came out of your pocket. And unfortunately, when it is branded, it's usually with the seal of some alphabet agency that nobody cares about, or they're getting credit for your hard-earned dollars. Well, America has a brand too, represented by the Stars and Stripes, 50 stars, 13 red and white stripes. Foreign aid is funded with your dollars. It is a gift from the American people, and our brand deserves to be on it. It's why I introduced legislation to require American flag be displayed on all humanitarian aid packages sent overseas. Our flag is synonymous with freedom and opportunity. And I'm proud to have fought for that on the battlefield, to have worn that on my shoulder. I'm proud that my kids swear allegiance to the flag each and every morning before class. And if the American flag was good enough to be hoisted over Nuremberg or Iwo Jima or drape across the caskets of my friends that were killed in combat, then it's good enough to be on every single foreign aid package that we send abroad. And I think that's just putting it lightly. The American people are strong and generous, and I'll keep fighting to get our country the recognition that it deserves across the globe. I want to switch gears to something else. ICC Sanctions. Last week, it was revealed that the International Criminal Court is planning to punish Israel for defending itself against Hamas, against terrorists. Not just Hamas terrorists, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Al-Aqsa, Martyrs Brigade, Lions Den, Fatah, people that don't even associate themselves with one of those terrorist entities but are still terrorists. And I want to preface this by saying that the ICC is an absolute joke. That's one of the reasons why we have refused to recognize its legitimacy for the past several decades. But even the best jokes stop being funny after a certain point. And right now, this faceless bureaucracy is actively working to undermine our ally Israel. The ICC doesn't like the fact that Israel hasn't been afraid to punch back that the terrorists that raped and butchered 1,200 innocent civilians on October 7th, that they're destroying them. The ICC doesn't like that. That's disgusting and it's unacceptable. Now, our answer to the ICC is simple and resolute. We stand shoulder to shoulder with our allies. That's why I'm introducing legislation to sanction any ICC official individual who's working to investigate, arrest, detain, or prosecute a U.S. citizen or an official from the allied U.S. country, including Japan, Taiwan, Israel. Our bill is a warning to the ICC. We may not recognize you, but you sure as hell will recognize what happens if you target America or our allies. I will always put America first. That has to be the agenda. It has to be the way that you represent we the people across the United States of America. Put we the people first. And there's no scenario where the U.S. wins if a faraway globalist organization, unaccountable to hardworking American taxpayers, can punish us, our allies, our individuals. That's not going to happen. So I want to change gears again. This week, our Washington, D.C. office, I was in the office there all week, we got a visit from a special guest, a 3-year-old beagle named Uno. Now, he's named that because he's one of the first 4,000 beagles rescued from one of Dr. Fauci's animal testing facilities. And you heard that number right, 4,000. If you don't know about these testing facilities, largely right now we're talking about beagles. Beagles are kind of the go-to dog that testing is done on. But of course, there's rats, mice, monkeys, other things like that. 4,000, one facility. They never leave these facilities. They maybe get an hour a day outside, if even that. They're never allowed to touch the grass. They're always on concrete. And as soon as the testing is done, they are eradicated. And it's often funded by your dollars, your money
pay for these animals to be in cages their entire life, have cruel testing done on them, unnecessarily painful testing done to cats, dogs, other animals. Many of these places, they use beagles in particular because their sensitivity to pain is similar to that of humans, and these are put through hell. These animals are put through hell, and I just frankly think we can do better. I think as Americans, we expect the government to do better. I think we can do better, and I think it's incumbent upon us to do so. And it's unjust. And that's why I'm pushing to cut off all taxpayer dollars from going to fund these grotesque animal research projects. And we've been very successful in years past working with groups like White Coast Waste to eradicate these from the Department of Veterans Affairs. They've already been ordered by Congress to phase out such testing. It goes on in the USDA, it goes on in other places. But that's just one department across the entire bureaucracy of the federal government. So this fight is far from over. I'm going to keep fighting to cut off your dollars from going to cruel experimentation on animals. Just want to tell you all, as always, honored to represent you. I wish you all the best. I hope that you all have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all around. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. I will be back on YouTube with more exclusive content, so stay tuned.